take it way more personally if I want to. I can mind my business, but for you, I know that won't do. I can speak my mind, you won't have anything to respond to. That's why I let it play out. I just let it fall through. With all that I've been going through, you'll never see me wearing it. Can never say you all knew. You niggas talk too much, that evil eye moving in silence. You pray for what you want, but what you really need is guidance. Don't want this conscious talk, the chord is coming from inside them. I stopped being afraid of what I thought they gon' say. Hatred to the lovers like a moth to the flame. Never let that in, just look at what they all became. Mama named me Star, what's in an NYOTA?
Some think I'm way too focused. Some people never know. Honestly, I don't know what broke us or transformed us. Some people think I'm hopeless, but I'm the one who's chosen. Say what you want, say how you want. Can't ever call me so.
Ain't no fear, right? Slapping S in front of that, get in motion, might as well call it as fear, right? And it's gon' feel right, cause you're in your own lane, they gon' feel like it's no fear, now they better hang tight, now I never let them try to talk me out my element. Anything they try to rope me into stay irrelevant. Any box I've broken out of holds my testament. They don't even wanna open the door cause they pay the rent. I like to say I'm sent, cause I was born to tell a message. Ain't no letter in a bottle, but I'm sure that it's refreshing. Got the world at my fingertips, guessing you never figured this. I'm caressing this industry before I possess it. Stay on my P's and Q's, never leaving wide a question. Don't need to prove to you, just to validate my connection. Just need to clear the view, I don't need no one's perception. Cause God gon' leave the few just to show me the direction.
Some think I'm way too focused. Some people never know. Honestly, I don't know what broke us or transformed us. Some people think I'm hopeless, but I'm the one who's chosen. Say what you want, say how you want. Can't ever call me soulless. Can't ever call me soulless. You can't ever call me soulless.
Yeah.
So what's the vibe? So what's the vibe?
So welcome to So What's the Vibe, everybody. We have a very special guest for you today. Super excited. We're here at 760 Media and we are more than a podcast. STB's in the house.
Hey guys. Today we are super thrilled to have Nyota Parker here with her mom, Ange Bukasa.
Momager.
Yeah, absolutely. Nyota is a 25-year-old rapper, singer, and songwriter from Cape Town, South Africa, with Congolese and Irish roots. Nyota's music is a unique blend of rap, hip-hop, neo-soul, and alternative R&B, reflecting her diverse background and fearless creativity. Her songs delve into real-life emotions, challenge societal norms, and embrace authenticity. Notably, Nyota has caught the attention of legendary producer Timbaland, who showcased her on his live TikTok, recognizing her as raw talent and unique sound. Nyota is not just making music, she's making a statement. Let's dive into her journey and see what makes her one of the most exciting voices in the music industry. Her mom, by the way, plays a significant role in her life and career.
Yes.
And serves as her manager, overseeing her bookings and financing, allowing Nyota to focus on her creativity without the distractions of the business side of the music industry. Their bond, however, is exceptionally strong, which is very notable to all who know them. And they are described as inseparable. Yes. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
So cute. Nyota, I want to ask you, how did it feel when Timbaland showcased your music on TikTok?
It was like, yeah, this man has been my number one like all time favorite producer,
Yes.
and I like I've been trying my best to get on that live or just to get his attention for the longest time. But that day, my mom was actually the one who pushed me. I was just not having a nice day that time. And then she went ahead and said, actually, no, I submitted your thing because I tried it like a year or two ago, and I was just not getting in every single day or every week that I was trying.
A certain amount of time, and if you don't book in, you don't get in, right?
No, you don't have a certain amount of time. I just was like, I got tired. I was just going every single day, and then each time it wasn't working. And just that day when I was just like, oh, I don't want to. And then my mom submitted it. And then when he called my name, it's like, oh, Nyota. And I was like, what? Okay. So we entered, and he played all 3 tracks that I submitted, like from beginning until end, which is something that he doesn't do.
That's true.
Because he's a very harsh critic.
Yeah.
With
Yes.
this, so he played all of it. And even the people in the comments were very they're supportive.
You got the hearts and the fire.
Yeah, I was very, very excited about that. And now things are being talked about. So
That's amazing.
I'm happy.
Me and Esther, actually, we follow his lives.
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
his
we
lives.
love it.
Yeah.
So we know about the harsh, like I know.
Oh yeah, man, he's very tough.
Yes.
But it's a blessing, man. Like he also really respected the production behind my stuff. I think that's something that, of course, jumps out to him as a producer. So yeah,
That's
happy about that.
amazing. So let's backtrack a little. How did you get into music in the first place?
I think we may have to edit this part.
Ask her again.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's
right?
itchy. Yeah.
Much better, I have to say, than the way she was
Yeah.
the past so many days.
Okay.
So let's backtrack a little. How did you first get into music?
Yeah, so I started in 2016. I was 16. Now it's been nearly 10 years. It's like 9 years now. I was like in grade 11, and I started just coming up with random raps. I didn't have any original beats. And then I found a friend through a friend. His name is Jay Loops. And that's the engineer, the producer who I've been working with since 2016, and we're both the same age. And he would just send me beats, and then we go to the studio, and I'll record some not so great songs now, but they're out there. They're of course much better. And then I was just applying for random shows and competitions to perform and open up for like bigger artists in South Africa. And from then I just started like doing show after show and just applying, and that's just what I was doing, just being in the right places at the right time. And then my mom, she came along with like some marketing expertise. And then
Yes.
she just applied it here and there. And we didn't have those kinds of resources in terms of thousands of rands or dollars and stuff like that, but we applied the knowledge that we had, or just advice that we had where we could. And that's how I began.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So who would you say were your musical influences?
There's a few. It also depends on the type of musician, whether it's like a musician, like a instrumentalist or a producer or a singer or a rapper. But I would say, to like bring them all to just like maybe 5, I would say A Tribe Called Quest.
Wow. Okay.
That's like one of my number ones. There's Nas.
That's awesome.
He's like one of,
That's like
he's
my
top 5.
generation.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, wow.
That's the type of music.
Younger generations, they didn't really grow up with that kind of music, so I find it awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I listen to. That's the base of that's the peak of
Yes.
hip hop, specifically.
through
So,
mom, maybe.
my mom never listened to Tribe
No?
Called Quest. Maybe
No,
you
I
listened
did.
to. Did you?
No, I did.
She's not around to me.
No, maybe not around you, but I did a lot of it. I listened to all that, and I danced a lot to all that stuff too.
But you never listened to it around me, so I wouldn't have known until maybe now.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, like Tribe Called Quest, Nas. There's also from now, like around about now, this generation, there's Mick Jenkins.
Okay.
He is from Chicago, and he's like, he's amazing. He also had a show recently here. Well, it actually wasn't recently, it was last year. I got to meet him as well. That was amazing.
Super
Mick
cool.
Jenkins. There's wait. There's a few others. There's people like Erykah Badu.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Erykah Badu.
That's from my generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
fantastic.
because she has her own fashion style.
Yeah, she
as well.
does.
And I love your vibe. You have such a cool
Yes,
vibe.
you really
Not
do.
only are you an amazing artist, but the first time I saw you here pulling up with her skateboard, she's such a vibe.
Yeah,
like,
it's true. Yeah,
They
she's
have it
got a
all.
great look. She has her
Yes,
own unique look.
I agree.
I appreciate that, just grabbing inspo from all of, from everybody, but then I just
Kind of make it your own. Yes.
make it my own,
Yeah.
There's where I said Erykah Badu, there's a few others. There's people like Saba and Common and
Yeah, what can I say?
there's
Yeah.
and a lot of them are Chicago artists. Even No Name, she's from Chicago too. There's more that I could name, but I'm not. There's also Nicki Minaj, she's the one.
Interesting.
Even though I don't
Like expect that name. To
Yeah.
but she's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that inspired me to start making music.
Okay.
So that's I think she's someone who is really pioneering a lot of things, but also she was at the top of a lot of these things in a male dominated industry
I
at that
agree.
time. So
Me, it's
when I
just
saw
the
that, I was
language
like,
that doesn't do it for me, but her vibe and her music is incredible. If
No, I
you
hear
don't
that.
listen to the lyrics,
Yeah.
no, but even the lyrics, besides like if you don't want to hear some of the vulgar stuff, which I was
Yeah.
especially listening to it with my mom, I would just turn down all the parts that were that were swear words. But she's got it. She's really she was also the first concert I went to as well.
Oh, wow.
In South Africa. So as much as maybe I don't make similar music to her, it's the pure inspiration. I'm like, I saw her and I was following her journey though from the beginning. I was like, I'm gonna do it as well.
But I find when you listen to an artist, like on the radio or whatever, when you actually go see them live, it gives you like a whole other perspective, like on the artist. I actually saw Missy Elliott recently that came with Timbo. Oh my, it was like the most epic concert I've ever been to in my. I went out of there. I was on such a high. It just brought me back all my childhood because I grew up listening to Missy Elliott like as a kid.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
It was so amazing.
It's amazing.
And they're touring as well.
She's in her 50s.
Yeah. She doesn't look it.
Like she's
No,
Unbelievable in her
she's
face.
aging backwards.
or something.
Amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what you were saying. Like we're saying, this woman, it looks like the older she gets, the younger she looks.
Yes.
I don't know
What's going on? She's
know.
amazing.
The jeans.
Yeah. So what?
Also, sorry.
No. I was
didn't-
curious. What inspires you when you were writing a new song? Like what gets you going?
Yeah. Wait, before that, I forgot to mention Robert Glasper.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I forgot to mention. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said what inspires you to...
writing a new song, for instance. Yeah.
It really depends on the circumstance or what I like. If it's for a project that I'm planning, I usually have like an idea behind like a storyline or a journey that I want to go from top to bottom, unless it's like a mixtape or an EP type of thing going on where it's just like a compilation of random tracks. But when it comes from song to song, it really depends on maybe what I had gone through that day or what words are just randomly jumping out to me when I'm mumbling over a voice note, over also a random beat that I got. I'm like, oh, this beat is giving me this random melody. And sometimes just a random word is jumping out to me. I'm like, okay, maybe I can go off of this. But it depends on what I like
think it's
go
your
through in
mood
that
also.
day. Yeah. What I go through that day, or like if I am reading something that is heavy hitting to me with regards to whether it's social situations, politics, or whatever, and I'm like, I want to talk about this particular issue or how I'm. It really depends. I don't know. Yeah, every approach
vibe.
is so different. You know.
Do you have a favorite song that you've made, and why that one?
Yeah, I do.
You do. Okay.
yeah.
I
always-
people don't admit to that.
Oh yeah, of course. You have. I feel like everyone has they have their own favorite song. Like it's a truth. My favorite one is "Soulless" that I made last year, and I released it in last year September. It's produced by a local producer named Samant. Shout out! And I recorded it with him as well. It's also engineered by J Loops, the same engineer that
Yes,
I've been working
exactly.
with since my very first track. Soulless is I feel is a track that represents every part of my sound, whether it's lyrically, the beat choice. It's very just in the middle of like hip hop, neo soul, very just like enchanting kind of chords over like some hard hitting drums and 808, not 808s, like hard hitting drums, and the bass line is just, it's so catchy. And the things that I'm talking about is about, you know, me being an artist in this industry where people are selling themselves so short.
That's awesome.
Whereas you can say what you want about me, but you can never call me soulless. So that is like the whole idea of
I
the
love
track.
that.
So yeah.
Is that one of the songs that you played for Timbo?
Yes, that's the first track that I
Oh,
played
that's
for him.
interesting.
So I played him soulless. There's also another track that I really love called All Right and Midst. So yeah, those are probably my top 3 favorite tracks. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So I'm going to ask Momager Ange.
Momager.
Yeah.
So what's it like supporting Nyota as both a mother and her manager?
It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
No, it's really amazing because first of all, we love each other.
Yes,
which
that's
is
obvious.
a fact, and that we understand each other. Even creatively, we understand each other, right? So I know her space. She knows my space. So it's beautiful actually, because we don't walk on each other's toes,
Right.
right? So I respect the creative process, and she'll come to me for the business side. Although she also is very capable of running the business side, because one of the things that we did not want to do is to have her just do the creative side of things and be lost in the business,
Right.
because that's the downfall of a lot of
True.
artists.
That's
you
true.
know?
You're right.
So she knows the stuff. But it works beautifully because she does her things. I trust her stuff because it's beautiful already. It's amazing. It's tested. It's past the mark already.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it works nice. It works nicely together. We've been very productive. But of course, I sometimes have to kind of take off the hat of the manager and just be
Become
the
a
mom.
Mom,
Yeah.
But both ways, she knows that I have her back.
100%.
And she has my back. And I literally can, there's a lot of trust. So yeah.
You
works
can see
nice.
that.
Yeah.
And I saw on Instagram the most incredible tribute to your mom on your actual 25th birthday.
Yeah.
That you celebrated your mom for giving birth to you. That was incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
And sensitive, and just, it was a joy to watch. So
There's a story behind it.
there's a story behind it. Okay, that's
I
the
had
story
to do
here
it.
for.
Listen, I've been planning for weeks to surprise her with a birthday party.
Okay.
Okay, so I've been busy. It's supposed to be a surprise party. So
Right.
I've been busy connecting with her
Wait,
friends.
does she know about it now? Like, what's going on?
Oh yeah,
that was
about it since the beginning.
I was so annoyed after. No, but I had planned it. I spoke to all her friends.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. And we organized where it's going to happen. Everybody knew what they were doing. And I thought I was doing things behind her back, and I was like literally going out there carrying drinks and all of this. And then her friends will meet me somewhere where we thought she didn't know. But on the day itself, I'm busy coming back to grab her so we can go to the venue for the birthday party. And she's like, no, just come home. I'm like, but let's meet at the thing. No, we can go together. She's like, no, just come home. I need your help with something.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh. I got home and then they surprised me. I was like, whose birthday is it? Mine? But it was beautiful.
It's your birthing day. I didn't
Exactly.
do
I
anything on
love
day,
that.
really.
I love it. More people should do that. Have a birthday day.
She flipped
That
the
was nice.
script, eh?
Yep.
Totally. I love it.
The
I
whole
love
time
it.
while she was speaking to my friends, I was the one telling my friends, okay, now say this to her.
Imagine.
Because
Oh, wow.
it was funny. It was great, but it was super worth it as well. Because I didn't do anything on that day really 25 years ago. And yeah. So,
I was
yeah.
going to ask you how you keep her grounded, but I don't need to ask you that. I see that it's already there. Like it's quite amazing, the connection that you guys have.
Yeah, no, I mean, we are grounded, first of all, in our own spirituality.
Right.
Yes.
Of course.
And so I have to say that, like, we're Christians, so we
Yes.
pray a lot. We base our faith there. And, but a lot of prayer works. And we prayed together a lot since she was little. I was praying over her, and then we prayed together. But also, I understand that she's an individual.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not me, and so I try to amplify who she is rather than make her myself an extension of myself.
Yes.
Although she's kind of my extension to some
Yes, I
Exactly,
some
to some
way,
extent, yeah.
but biologically, but she's her own person. So I let her be her own person, and I guess that's how we kind of keep grounded.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how much time you guys spent together. No one would have your back than your own mom, like your family.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would trust anyone.
Yes.
So I'm very happy with
because
that.
you keep that bond. Because I have young kids and I just love being with them. And a lot of people tell me, you're going to see when your kids get older, they're going to be with their friends and they're going to, so it's nice to see that that still carries on even when the kids get older,
Yeah, no.
There's always there's always a chance of that, because when you see that a lot of that in the like Western society, you see it's like, oh yeah, the children when they turn 18 and stuff, they must go live somewhere else, and then people just spread out. But where I'm from, growing up in South Africa, being Congolese as well, like it's a family. It's always a family thing. Like you're at grandma's house with your cousins and stuff. Like everyone knows each other, even though a lot of my family is spread out in different countries, but the way that we grew up was like very, very much together. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that
Yeah.
too.
So how would you describe your sound to somebody who's not familiar with you? How would you?
I would say like if you're talking genres, like specific genres, it is hip hop and neo soul.
Right.
I incorporate a lot of jazz rap and stuff as well.
interesting.
So like, yeah, you'll hear a lot of like jazz chords here and there, especially on newer stuff that is not released, but even on things that I have, samples, jazz samples, or just working with people like jazz, like working with jazz groupies. This an amazing person who makes just crazy beats, and he's been doing this for I don't know as long as I've been alive, and just there's a lot of sample based stuff. There's a lot of that's just specifically hitting on the genre, but my sound can range from either end of the spectrum, meeting in the middle, but it always has that common ground of like there is substance and like a poetic nature to it. Yeah,
So you were talking about jazz. You're going to be performing.
Yes,
At the Jazz Festival this year. That's amazing.
yeah.
Tell us about
so
that.
excited! I've been wanting to perform at the Jazz Fest for a
How
long.
did that happen?
Yeah.
Momager?
Listen, actually, it was actually very interesting because I think I remember last year or 2 years ago when we were just like figuring ourselves out here, because we've only been in Montreal for 2 years or so.
Yes.
Nearly 2.5 years. And we were just looking at different people connecting to whomever, and whether it's people who host shows. And there's this one show that happened in Quebec City that I don't know how to say the name correctly, but yeah, I'm not going to try. But it's a show that happens in Quebec City every February. And we were, I think, you were talking to some of the...
I had approached them a while ago. I have the habit of sending her profile
Yeah.
to different festivals and shows and publications, of course, if I'm doing marketing. And I think they just held on to that until later on when they sent an invitation through like a year and a half later, I guess, right? And
So shot it because he's a really sick videographer. Shout out to Maoli. But I performed.
I know, just rolling my eyes as usual. You know me.
Maoli.
It's just Mama Bear. We had a Mama Bear moment.
Yeah. I performed, and it was a small venue. There were some people who were vibing with it, some people who just weren't familiar with any of my music, of course. And then we went back to Montreal, went to a friend's listening session, and then there was a man from there apparently, and he's like, oh yeah, you're Nyota Parker. And I was like, oh yeah, I am. How are you? And he told me his name is Matthew. And he was like, oh yeah, I was at your performance. I wasn't even meant to be there. And he said, I would like to know how to book you for something. And I was with my mom. I was like, oh yeah, you can book me through the email. You can talk to me. You can talk to my mom. He's like, oh yeah, because I'm from like the Jazz Fest Montreal. I was like, oh, that's fire. That's really sick.
Wow.
And then they
That's
started.
how it happened.
You
They were
never
talking
know
about-
who's watching. That is
Never know who's
incredible.
It's a small venue, but I still did my best.
Yeah, and that show, actually, the festival was very interesting. It's a beautiful festival. And in that particular venue where she was performing, it's been so packed the days before she performed. That particular day, maybe because it was very snowy,
It's freezing.
there were very few people there.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about that, even though after the performance, we felt like, why was it such a small crowd? And it seemed a little quiet, although people were tuned in, and you could see people were tuned in listening. And she came off the stage and she was a little bit disappointed because she was very prepared and she gave a nice performance. And we were saying to her, that doesn't matter. You did what you're supposed to do. You got booked, you got paid, everything is fine. But just to find out later that particular show, it was for industry executives. So
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, it was. So she was actually at a perfect set.
Yeah, exactly.
Under normal circumstances, an artist would go, "Oh my gosh, this crowd seemed very peculiar, very quiet." But
Exactly.
these were people were actually looking because of their own festivals
wow.
or their own projects.
You guys knew that after.
And
Only-
we knew that only later.
Yeah, I don't think we realized that.
cool.
And I was also the first person on the lineup, and I was like, oh man, I don't usually like to be the person to open up the show. And I was like, maybe I can. I was thinking, I wish I could have gone last, but like the festival man was only like the jazz festival man Mathieu. He was there only for my one at the beginning, so he's like, let me just check this show out, and then I think
Wow.
everyone
Left
kind
straight
of
after.
That's crazy.
went after it. So yeah, I'm very happy about how God works.
I know, right?
Nice ways.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah, so that was the story of how the Jazz Fest came about. But
Imagine
Very
that day you
exciting.
would have went somewhere else or like, it's
yeah, no,
crazy.
exactly. I mean,
It was meant to be.
it was meant to be. Like you're
Yes.
saying, being in the right time, right place at the right
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, it does
Because
look like that.
we could have easily just said no to that festival also because we're looking at why drive all the way there. It's cold. It's a lot of
Freezing.
snow.
True.
But
But it
Could have
worked.
easily gotten discouraged.
no,
Yeah, I forget the name of how to pronounce it. It's like
The F- I'm not going to say the whole thing.
PHOQUE
Yeah,
of festival.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly because I don't like the name for it.
It's almost like
in
it's
French.
it's almost like a swear word, but not exactly.
Okay.
So that's why it's difficult to
Never heard of
pronounce
that.
because we don't swear. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the word seal in French.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, but they mean it like yeah. I'm not sure if I was ever saying it
That
correctly.
guys is a blooper.
It's
yeah,
not
Yeah.
So to go back, like, did you guys come to Montreal like for your music to get more opportunities, or did you come for the boyfriend? Or
Oh no.
It was not that. I'm sure it wasn't that.
Just no. But yeah, go ahead.
But I would say like we were traveling already before because of just wherever the music was taking
got you?
me.
Okay.
But because we were living in New York previously.
Wow.
and
Wow.
For a few years since 2019. And then we were just sorting out certain things, moving around and about, still wanting to be kind of back and forth. But we've been here for the past 2 years, and the reason was just I don't know, just wherever the music was.
It
there's
was
not more
kind of
opportunities.
random.
It was very random.
It was.
Yes.
I wouldn't say necessarily that. Yes, we travel for music. We
Yeah.
whatever. She could be more productive, but we want to like target the market
Yes.
of that territory. But this time around, it was more. We were busy already in New York with some project there, but we had to go back to South Africa because my brother was getting married, and there were a lot of things that were happening back home. Family reunion.
We were back there
which
for
was
like 3
beautiful.
months. So
Yeah, it was so nice. And then on our way back to New York, some of the things came up, businesses and papers and all of that.
yeah.
And then we thought to ourselves, because we're supposed to leave anyway, it was really random. So we found ourselves kind of at a crossroad. There were a lot of things going on.
Like
We
too
had
many
to make
things
a
in the-
decision. So it wasn't a definite. It's a definite
Got you.
Montreal. In fact, we were even looking between Toronto and Montreal.
Interesting.
And we literally pulled up a map.
What?
and just put a map in front of us. Remember that? We just put the map in front of us and say,
Close
okay,
my eyes.
where
Yeah,
do we-"
exactly.
It was like
That's
that. It was
so-
kind of
Whichever was
in-
like closest to where we
mall.
were, New
Yeah.
York, because we still
Had
have
you
our
known it
storage
was
unit.
minus 40 here, would that have been the most or any?
That would have, that would have, yeah. I don't know what decision we would have made if we knew how cold it was going to be.
Yes.
Absolutely, I have no idea what we would have done.
But
I
so
think I think that played a factor because
Yeah.
there's a reason why we had to.
it was just meant to be.
Yeah.
It was really just meant to be because when we chose
Mm-hmm.
by looking at the map, we were like, okay, we're gonna go here, and
Hmm.
we I had to change the ticket, so we called the line and said, look, we want to change the ticket. Like, yeah, well, you can. We
Yeah.
just had to pay a few extra, but I think we did not really understand the intensity of the winter.
Because we arrived in January.
In January.
Oh my God. On top of that,
January 20th.
Wasn't
did you have good boots or?
I don't
No.
own any boots.
No.
Even living in New York, like we're like, yeah,
We're not
maybe-
equipped at all for the winter.
because the weather is not so bad there.
Yes, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mild, very mild. Yeah,
We
you
thought
have
it was
siblings?
cold.
Nyota, you have siblings? Okay, you're
Just
an only
me.
child. My husband also is an only child.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's just me. I have a
Music-
half a brother from Thailand. That's what I have. I don't know him though.
Never met him.
Yeah.
No, but I can understand now, like the bond that you guys have.
Yeah,
It makes
it's obvious.
sense.
So
Yeah.
curious,
That's true.
and what are you most proud of when you see your daughter perform?
Specifically when she performs.
When she performs specifically, yeah.
That's an interesting question. Let me think.
There's probably a few things.
There's always a lot of things, but
Yeah.
when she performs, the thing is when she performs, usually I'm kind of on in my business mindset.
Right.
At that point, I'm not like focusing on other personal details per se. You know, because I tell her every day I'm proud of her. I love her.
Of course.
All the time throughout the day. But because she already knows that I'm very proud of her when she's on stage. I don't think I can pinpoint just one particular thing that makes me to be proud of her when she's on stage. I'm already proud of her because she is who she is, and her being on stage, I just think she's beside me being the mom, she's an amazing artist. She's like
Yeah.
I agree.
naturally
I agree as well.
talented. It
Yeah.
surprised me too. So
Was it a surprise to you? How
Yeah.
did you discover
yeah,
her that she was so talented? Like,
I knew that Nyota could sing,
okay,
not rap.
ah,
right?
Okay.
I knew that she could sing not rap because she used to sing since she was little. She was like really tiny. She used to sing. Like she was born in Dublin in Ireland. And then when she
Okay.
was 5 years old, we went back to South Africa. And then when we got to South Africa, we were living with all the family and other little kids there. And she will always be making everybody sing. And she'll be singing and she'll make everybody sing. Like, come on, let's sing.
cute.
Okay.
Aw.
But then
You
then
went
she
in Ireland
went
a little bit, like
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I even like her
my
very
grandma.
first song. It's when she
Yeah.
was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
I bought her a couple of
piano?
music instruments,
Okay.
a little piano and everything.
And it has like the soundboard on it.
Of
Yeah,
course.
and she'll be
Kids like that.
on the
Yeah.
bed and focus and just be like playing and singing along. Her first song is called Wagyu.
And it went the soundboard was it went dun, 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 waggy 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 whoa
It's her favorite song.
waggy waggy and that's just how it went the whole time.
She sang.
I was 2.
You still were
Wow.
made a loop there.
Singing.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's an interesting story, though, also around that. That she, I knew she was an amazing singer already. Nothing to do with rap. I wasn't aware of anything. And then when she got to school, she got very shy. I don't know if there were things at school that affected her, maybe negatively. I don't know. But she went incredibly shy. Nyota would not even stand in front of anybody to sing. And we used to go to church and Sunday school. Kids would be playing and singing. She would not be seen standing in front singing to anybody. That was if you tried to test her, she would run. She would literally run crying and go lock herself in a bathroom, kind of thing. So she did that through her entire primary school and high school until when she got to high school. And when she got to high school, her music teacher noticed that this kid could sing.
Shout out to Miss Celia's.
Yes, Miss Celia's.
Yeah.
And then so she started to help her come out of her shell more and I don't know what exercises, what she did with you at
I
school.
was also the only person in music class in grade 11 and 12.
Oh, really?
Because nobody else wanted to take music.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't compulsory. It was just
No, that was the time when we got to choose. Like,
okay. Interesting.
I was the only one there.
And she was amazing though, because she picked up on, okay, this kid is shy, but because she can sing. And so she challenged her and said, look, for this exam, if you can't sing in front of everybody, I'm gonna fail you. But she helped her through it. It was pressure, but it was very healthy pressure, because they'll go in their own private room and she'll train her and help her. And
She pushed her to get out the box.
And even when she was at home with me, she wouldn't sing, even in front of me. I would hear her maybe in the shower, and that's it.
Why, Nyota? Do you know?
I don't know. I always thought I was just shy. I have no idea why.
Kids are not kids could be nasty at school also. Maybe you just kind of want to
Yeah.
stay out of the.
I have no idea what that was. I was just at some point I was very extroverted, and then at some
Bubbly,
point
and then suddenly closed in.
I'm not sure
What
because I
is
wasn't
beautiful?
I wasn't a target of bullying. There wasn't like extreme bullying or anything like that at the school that I went to. I was just very much on my own.
Yeah, in your own world. That's
But
okay.
there must have been something though.
I don't remember. Yeah.
What is beautiful though out of that story is that on the day where she sang publicly was the exam.
Okay.
And the exam was singing in front of the entire school. It was a whole event.
Yeah.
Wow.
Parents were invited. The whole school was in there. They had a hall full of people. And I went there, and I knew she was practicing, but she still wouldn't practice in front of me. And I'll tell her, practice so I can, give you some tips. She was like, no, you'll see it, And I know it was really hard for her because she was very reserved at that particular time. Mm-hmm. And then on the day, she went in the front of all these people and she sang, and her voice was amazing. It was incredible. I was I was very taken aback.
Of course.
And everybody was telling me, why you didn't tell us that she could sing?
I didn't even know.
that she could sing that well. And then that's how I think from that day on, I think it gave you a bit of confidence, and then you started to do more and more.
Is it the feeling you got at the end of that high you got at the end of the performance that just changed everything for you?
I guess it's just realizing that I could do it for sure. Then and that I'm not sure if it was the.
Was that taped?
So
Was it taped? The performance?
I have some of it on.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was singing a Jhené Aiko song. I remember. I forget the name of the track.
I tried to let her away.
No, I didn't sing that.
Oh no,
That
it
the
was
last song.
after. That was after.
Yeah, I didn't sing that.
Yeah.
I sang a Jhené Aiko song. I just don't remember the
It
name.
was really nice.
It was nice, and and then I think the confidence that I got was mainly just knowing I could do it, and then
Yes.
Thanks
to her, really. She was probably
shout out to
important.
Miss Celia's.
The teacher.
Do you guys have any other musicians in the family? Momager?
That's true. On Uncle Aimé, Malidi.
Well, not full-time musicians. I have a sister
No,
who
but
can
just
sing.
talented.
Yeah. I have a sister who sings. She used to sing in church, although she doesn't do that anymore.
She has an amazing voice.
Yeah, and I have a brother who sing, but
Who
he
is a
doesn't-
pastor.
Yeah, he's a pastor. But he doesn't sing as well. He hasn't sang in church or anything. But
We have we have creatives in the family. Even my grandma, her shops are all around her arts and crafts and stuff. So she makes wind chimes and stuff, and different types of African arts and crafts. My uncle Patrick, he used to paint and draw.
It comes from the genes.
There's a lot of creative people in the family. And, my dad is not creative.
And not so much that side. But I think my brothers also influenced her music a lot.
Oh yeah, they did.
Right?
Yeah.
Tell them about that.
My mom's younger brothers. My mom has 8 siblings, but my mom's
Goodness.
Big family.
Yeah. That's
Big
nice.
African family.
indeed.
nice.
Yeah.
My mom's younger brothers, specifically Papi, Patrick, Randy, they don't like me calling them uncle because if it makes them, they say it makes them feel old.
I get
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
but they just always made me call them by their first name. So that's what I'm used to.
Yes.
So,
that's okay.
but
But
yeah.
when you have 8 uncles, it's hard to call everybody uncle. Nobody's like, it's which one?
No, it's five uncles, but 3 aunties, and then my
Okay.
mom is the 9th one. But yeah, 5 is still a lot still.
Yeah.
And yeah, they would sometimes pick me up from school when my mom was working later, and then I'll go hang out at their house and stuff. And they would specifically, well, they all had great music taste, but specifically my one uncle Papi, he would always pick me up and he'd be playing like the latest whatever, whether it's Nicki Minaj or Lil Wayne, or yeah, whomever. I would always just wonder who this was, and then that's how I got inspired to start writing my own
Gotcha.
stuff. And yeah, that's how they helped with my like musical influence a lot. Yeah, after
Yeah.
school.
That's so interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
family plays a big part, and genetic wise, and even environmentally wise.
Yeah.
The influences. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what is next for you aside from the jazz festival, which we will ask you for details?
Yeah.
What's in the works? What are some of the new projects that you're working on?
Yeah, and there's a few things. I feel like this is a very I called it collaboration season,
Right.
because everything that I've been collaborating with local artists and friends are all coming out within the same like week, or like same 2 or 3 weeks. So I had a song come out with 2 of my friends, Moses Jones and John Rivera, called White Rabbit, and they had a nice little music video. And then another track by another track with a homie of mine called Hardbody, called Nice Little Fit. And then there's another track that's coming out with 2 of my friends. Like all of these friends of mine some of the first friends that I made here, the only collaborations that we have are coming out now of all time. So the next track is with my 2 friends, Kin and Space Mandela. And we made a Mother's Day track, actually.
Amazing.
And it's really, really sick. It's like it came with a music video. We had like a day
Your mom
last
involved.
week. Yes. We had a day last week, and we had like our moms and like other people's moms and their children just come through, have little candid moments on camera, just sitting in a chair and talking and whatever. It's coming out on like Mother's Day. Well, actually on the 9th of May, and then
Right.
the music video on the 11th. And then I have a collaborative project coming out in July with a very special artist from South Africa, which is a clue, but I have not revealed that just
Okay.
yet.
Super cool that you're still collaborating with some
Yeah.
people there. That's cool.
I have to. Like, there's some of the most talented artists that you just don't
Yeah, I agree.
just don't know of them. But this collaborative project is like something I'm really looking forward to in July. And then I'm just gonna ride out those songs to the end of the year until a different thing. Like, oh my gosh, I was talking too much, and then
Poor Nyota.
Okay.
There's a lot of things in the pipeline this
Yeah.
year. Exciting stuff. Some will reveal later on.
Right. Of
Yes.
course.
And,
We will push it. Don't
Keep-
worry. Yeah.
yeah, and there's also some Europe trips,
Oh, nice.
possibly a European tour that we're working on now.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that. And I think we'll probably go back to South Africa also, maybe toward the end of the year for a South African tour as well.
because it'll be summer then.
Yeah, during this festival season, sort of kind of like here during the festival season. Yeah, so there's a lot of things in the pipeline leading up all the way to next year. Next year,
That's
that's where
amazing.
she released her special
Another
album.
project.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Don't be sorry.
worries. So the
thanks.
jazz festival performance is what day?
The 2nd of July,
Okay.
7 p.m.
Okay. Where?
at
Where-
the club. What's it called? It's not inside, but it's called the Club Montreal TD stage.
Oh,
It's like outdoors,
I know where that
Okay,
is.
Terrific.
like
Yeah.
in Place des Arts, but it's like one of the outdoor stages. You know, the one where you go up the stairs,
Yes.
and yeah, I don't know how to describe where it is.
No,
but
it's okay. I understand.
yeah.
Are you performing with anyone you know, doing performing with any of your friends, or it's like a solo performance?
It's just my. I don't know if I should reveal it just yet, but I'm performing an hour straight with my band.
Wow.
And a
Live
DJ.
band?
Yeah,
Wow.
As-
Wicked.
absolutely.
We will be there.
Go Nyota, man.
Yeah.
With my band and putting on a nice show as well as a DJ too. Oh yeah, you already know Godsta's going to be a part of it.
Yes.
as DJ.
Yes. Yeah.
He's going to be, adding his flavor, starting some of the the hype and everything, and he's adding on a little bit of his flair on top of what the band is doing. And yeah, and I'll bring out somebody on stage for a collab as well.
Cool. We don't need
Right.
to know who it
You
is.
don't have to tell us.
Say like who was on the bill, which is really
Oh yeah,
exciting.
and like just what we were talking about with like Nas being one of my favorite artists. Like
Yes.
he is like on the same bill, just I think 2 days before. So
Wow.
it's like 2
That's
days or 3 days
huge.
before.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Nas being on there is like that's crazy. Thundercat as well.
Leave him a note on the stage.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave him a note, a big one.
But we will be in there, meeting them anyway.
Okay.
Right.
So
Yes. It's good networking.
fingers crossed.
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
put out
Yeah.
some good stuff. Maybe
Yes.
come out of that. So
Yeah,
who knows?
Absolutely.
Most definitely will. Yeah. Networking is very, very important.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah.
Really exciting things. I'm very excited.
And proud.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah.
So, Nyota, I have a question I like to ask people, usually
Yes.
near the end of the interview. If you could tell your 16-year-old self something, what would you tell her?
Cool. That is a fantastic question. I would say first and foremost, hey.
How you doing?
I'll be like, yeah, exactly. Hey, what's going on? I'm you. And and I think it will be hard. I'll first have to like describe what's going on.
Right.
Like so like whether it's through a time machine or whether it's through like I don't know how I'm talking to this 16-year-old self of mine, but I'll explain what's going on so I'm not confused. And then like maybe I'll have like a code word of some sort.
When you hear this word,
Yeah.
run.
I would have like a code word. that would be like,
Right.
yeah, this is me and you. But and then I'll give the message. What would I say as a message? I'll be like, I'll probably say something along the lines of trust in the least cliche way possible, but it's it's true. Like trust the process. Like
Right.
really do
Love that.
trust the process and don't compromise. Yeah.
And don't
Beautiful.
doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much.
So what's your vibe?
Yeah.
You kind of like to ask that though.
Yeah.
What about
Always.
What's your vibe? Yeah, what's your vibe?
No, but
Or
My
what would you tell
Yeah.
your 16-year-old self?
Oh my goodness. I don't know, man. It's been too long. I'm trying to remember what I was doing at that time.
Well, we can prorate it for, more mature, let's say your 21-year-old self.
Yeah. Stay home.
Yeah.
Honestly,
stay home.
just stay home. Listen to your folks.
Okay.
25 was 1 year old. Or 1 year.
Yeah,
old.
but you see, circumstances are different. Your circumstances, my circumstances at that
Yeah.
time, different things altogether.
Yeah.
So based on the little bit I can remember what was going on there, I will say, just stay home.
Okay.
Stay home.
Just stay home. There were a lot of things going on. I went out when I shouldn't have. So, but yeah.
Okay.
You went out when you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. This has really been great.
You are welcome.
Yay, thank you so much.
I'm really happy, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because remember, I was telling you like my whole dream of
Yes.
why I wanted to do this podcast was to showcase and be a platform to be able to be the eyes of the people and showcase amazing talent such as yourself. I find when you're in the system, it's so corrupted and it's always the same who play on the radio. I mean, we've talked about that already. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the black sheep of the industry in a sense, like where, I want to be able to give this platform for people to shine because there's so much talent out there and there's such
I
incredible humans. And it's just amazing that we cross path like that. Thanks to Godsta. Shout out to Godsta
Yeah. Shout out. Absolutely.
at the boiler room. And, we vibed right away with your mom, especially. She's such an incredible person.
You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm just happy because like my dream came true like today. Honestly.
Nice.
Auntie, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yes. Are you happy?
I'm so happy.
Very glad to be
Thank
part
you
of
so,
it.
so much.
We appreciate you though.
So what's the vibe?